Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this episode of the Roundtable Oddcast podcast. So, we're going to start this one off by having Doom yell at me. Doom, did you watch the 60-second reviews for Silent Hill 2?
I did.
And?
You can go fuck yourself, pal. You can go fuck yourself.
Why? I rated it fairly. Justly.
Your mom rated it fairly.
I got a perfect 10 in fucking story.
Yeah, well, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
No one cares about anything else.
You can't deny the graphics look like shit. And everybody's like, well, it came out in 2001. Look at some of the other games that came out in 2001 that looked 10 times better.
Like what? Oh, wait.
Sly Cooper.
Completely different art styles.
Doesn't matter.
But it does matter.
Look at some of the shit that came out on the N64 that looked better than that.
Yeah, I can't think of any.
Star Wars Pod Racers.
Did not look better than Silent Hill.
It did, because Silent Hill looks like straight dookie. The best part of that game was Pyramid Head.
Okay, so we're gonna continue on from this because we're not gonna get into this fucking wormhole. We're not gonna get into that, you fucking piece of shit.
Hi guys, welcome to our spoopy podcast with just two people because the third person of the Gamers of the Roundtable is dead apparently.
He's still dead. I tried to do a ritual to summon him back to life. Hasn't worked yet. That's my bad. Chrono, wait, hold on. I don't know why I'm looking up to the heavens.
I thought you were all into Satan and shit.
Chrono, if you can hear me down there, I'm working on it. It's coming together. Be patient.
Don't lie. He gone.
I'm not. Yeah,
we're taking applications for our third new Gamers of the Roundtable to replace the dead Ozzy.
And a fourth.
Yeah, third and fourth.
So we are an equal opportunist hiring process. We hate everyone.
I don't think he even watches the podcast, so he probably doesn't know that I just made that joke.
Yeah,
or he's going to watch it, message me, and be like, what the fuck, bro?
I hope so.
I'm, either option works for me.
I don't watch anything you post either, so.
Oh, yeah? So then how do you know about that Silent Hill 2 60-second review?
Because that, I knew...
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you just get caught in your own fucking lie?
I did. Thank you.
What about that Grand Theft Auto video that you said is one of the funniest things that we've ever done on the channel? Talked about it like 17 different times. I posted that. I edited that. Oh, did you just get caught in another lie, laddie?
It's for you. Bought it at Target, on sale. Go fuck yourself.
I'll sit and spin on it.
Ooh. Alright, so, for the month of October, as we said in the last podcast, we're going to be doing, spoopy stuff! Gamers the Round Table October Spooptacular!
Spoop. Sounds like poop.
So much spoop. But no, so for this particular one, I wanted to have a discussion about games that actually fucking scared us. Not necessarily the best horror games we've ever played, so because clearly that would be Silent Hill 2 for me. I'm biased, I know, but still, go fuck yourself. I literally wanted to talk about games that scared us, from, whenever you played it growing up to now, whenever, newer games, older games, it doesn't matter. Games that actually scared us. So for me, I'm going to go way back. And I think I might have said this on a prior podcast. I can't recall. But if I haven't, I will now. The original Resident Evil.
Still haven't played it.
The original OG Resident Evil. And it's mainly one thing in that game. Well, two things in that game that scared the shit out of me as a child. And
the dogs in the window?
That's one. And the first zombie you come across, I still to this day have nightmares about that first zombie I saw. And I want to get him tattooed on me somewhere. The gray, lifeless zombie you see munching on, what's his name?
Dude, bro, McGee.
Yeah, he's munching on him. And the thing that creeped me out, I want to say that game, I can't remember when it came out. I just know I was really young. I didn't play it. I watched my neighbors play it. And I'm pretty sure I, again, said this on a previous podcast. Can you pay attention and stay focused, damn it?
I'm fucking listening. I just knocked down my whole audio setup, so I've got to pick shit up.
That's because you're a piece of shit.
Because all my cables got tangled. Like, this is 2 cables, not 1. I'm still listening. Your neighbor's the fucking gray, lifeless zombie munching on Dude Bro McGee. I pay attention when you speak, you dumb fuck.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
You're right, I don't.
So, exactly. So, needless to say, growing up, that particular zombie Still to this day, I can picture it vividly in my head, all that, and it still creeps me the fuck out. Still to this day, doesn't matter, creeps me the fuck out. Of course, the dogs, I watched, like I said, the neighbors play. The dogs, when they jumped out, I was freaking the fuck out as a child. And I played the original as I got older. And then I did the remake. And the remake for GameCube holds up to this day. And it's still, like, when you see that initial zombie, I'm just like, ugh. Just, it's like it's like with clowns with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I see a clown and I know it's not, gonna do anything. It's not gonna fuck me up. It's not gonna pull me down a fucking well and take my
Doom
arm
does
off.
have very bad claustrophobia. I actually don't know if I let CAUL.
Chlorophobia?
I don't know because it's the Dead by Daylight perk too.
Chlorophobia.
Phobia of clown. Yep, you're right. Okay, sure, yeah.
Trust me, I know I'm right.
You
Chlorophobia.
should see the picture that they have attached to it.
I don't.
You want me
know.
to share my screen real quick?
Please no.
Yeah.
No,
Honestly, I don't know if I left this in the new Fallout 76 Funny Moments video that's coming up, but I did it in a previous one anyways. Doom is such a bitch about clowns that if I start doing my Pennywise impression, he's just like, nope.
I don't like it. Can't do clowns, man. Clowns, spiders, and heights. So if I see a clown, or excuse me, a spider in a clown suit on a fucking ladder, it's over. It's fucking over.
We just talk about the scenario that would have to take though to get a spider to willingly wear a clown suit, because it's not like exactly like you can domesticate and train spiders. I know you can because people did it for the fucking arachnophobia video or whatever. I don't give a shit. But like, because I don't like spiders either. So like, getting the spider on a ladder, easy. They like to climb shit already. They're kind of bitches. But a clown costume, because the full effect of the clown is the face paint. So where would you put the fucking? Are you gonna
Like I said,
paint the fangs?
he's clicking his fucking fangs at you as he's fucking coming towards me.
Right, just hello, Georgie.
Nope, fuck off.
So
but yeah, so like growing up, dude, the original Resident Evil and then the Resident Evil remake for GameCube, definitely.
So how's the new one? The one that came out like 2 years ago or 3 years ago, or whatever.
Oh, talking about 7?
No, like they redid the original Resident Evil.
It's just a retexturing of it, and I have it like on the game itself, like on my Xbox right now. Actually, I don't think I've even really loaded it up. Not
I
proud
really
of
hope
myself.
they
I
just
want to
fix the fucking control scheme.
It's a classic thing, man. Those tank controls, they live on
Suck.
forever. No, they do, but that's the whole point.
I've never played the original Resident Evil. But this month on stream, we mentioned this earlier, I'm streaming Until Dawn and letting the viewers decide everything. And last year we did Alien Isolation, which took like the entire month of October because fuck that game. We also reviewed that game, so if you guys want to check that out, I'm going to say I'll drop the link in the comments, and then when I actually go to upload this, I will totally forget to link it in the comments, so just go search for our Alien Isolation review. But something tells me I'll finish Until Dawn before the end of October, just at the rate that we're going, because we're already on like chapter 4.
Yeah, the game is not long at all. Like, it's meant for multiple playthroughs.
Which I'm seeing it does have high replay like value.
Mm-hmm.
So like we might play it twice this month, but my backup game is going to be Resident Evil 4.
I wouldn't do that.
Why?
Because Resident Evil 4 is even just so much longer. Like it's that might take you a while if you're only doing like one stream a week to do all that. That game's gonna take so much time. You'll be probably going.
We're doing multiples, so pretty much like my schedule itself, like Witcher Wednesday and all that. 4 October is out the window. It's all about just the spoopy games. So like Friday we streamed Until Dawn. We'll be streaming Until Dawn tonight. We'll stream it again on Wednesday. Like we're doing multiple horror streams per week.
I would say, me personally, if you like those style of games, on Game Pass, Man of Medan, which is I guess the sole successor to it, I would say give that a whirl because that's actually really good too.
Starts off the new anthology, and the new one just came out or is coming out.
The 30th.
Yeah.
So
I definitely want to look into it, but I already own Resident Evil 4. And also just Resident Evil 4 is one of those games mentioned all the time with like Silent Hill 2, you know, classic greats, and I've never played it. So I'm like, I should probably play Resident Evil.
So that was one of my first games that like actually like creeped me out, scared me as a chap. What was one of the games that you kind of
The first one that jumps to mind for me and it's still one of my favorite horror games to this day. And this is an actual like horror game, because we did say it doesn't have to be horror games, just games that scared us. But this one's a horror game, and like I want to get a tattoo of it and everything. And it's just really hard to find a game that did atmosphere better than this one, in my opinion. And that would be the original Dead Space.
Well, it's a horror game.
Yeah, but I'm just because one of the games I'm going to talk about is not a horror game at all, but I still had nightmares from it.
The way you made it sounds like the non-horror game was coming first, but actually that's on my list too.
Yeah, I had played scary games before. I had never finished them because as a kid, I just kind of had ADD and would bounce around a lot. I really miss my PlayStation collection. Thanks, Mom, for selling that for drugs.
Hey, all I'm saying is, come on, priorities: Sly Cooper or fucking meth. I'm gonna go with the meth rock.
She didn't touch my Sly games, luckily, because I brought those with me when I moved to my dad's. I had a collection of like 100 PS2 games, which isn't that impressive, but when you're under the age of 16, you don't have a job, and all you're doing is like saving your bullshit weak-ass allowance, and you've amassed those many games. I was proud of my collection. And they gone now.
Did you suck dick for him?
No, I've always been really good with money, contrary to popular belief. But no, the original Dead Space, just that first moment, because even before you come across a necromorph, the whole place is kind of creepy. It's a dilapidated, fucking abandoned spaceship.
USG Ishimura in this motherfucker! I would love some pop vinyls to come out for Dead Space, but it'll never happen.
I would love Dead Space pops, but considering that the whole company just doesn't exist anymore.
R.I.P. Visceral!
And we can thank fucking EA for that.
Fuckers.
Yeah, because they bought Visceral and made them work on like Battlefield Hardline, which was an absolute trash fucking game.
That game was the best Battlefield ever. I just want to say it was amazing. I love it to death. Got it for free, and I fucking traded it in.
Yep. So did Abby, my roommate, who was also a GameStop employee. But we played through it, and they put so many Dead Space Easter eggs in there. Like, you could clearly tell that that's all they wanted to go do was, like, make Dead Space 4, and EA's like, no.
So, can we talk about Dead Space? Like, it's a mastercraft in lighting and sound.
Like, 100%. Like, I've yet to see a game that, like, does it better in terms of, the flickering shit, the shadows of the sun coming through, or...
So, I've got all three installed on my Xbox as of right now, and I was thinking about for October just going back and just replaying all of them, just for old time's sake. And so I loaded up Dead Space the other night, just to kind of just reacclimate myself, because you can watch stuff on YouTube, you can watch old gameplay, but it's not the same as when it's in your house, you have the lights off,
right? And
you get immersed into it. And I was like, God damn! I think this game came out in 2000, mid 2000s.
I want to say was first Dead Space.
Was it? Actually, that would make sense.
2008. Fuck, I'm good.
Yeah. No, the reason why that makes sense, because the reason why that makes sense, I had a surgery in 2008, and I was laid up for a while, and my dad, being the awesome person he was, got me Dead Space, so when I came out of surgery, I can go and play the game. So I was like, fuck yeah. Bad choice.
Bad choice. I love how stories of your dad change every podcast. Last episode, it was how he's a fucking cocksucking dick, and you hate his guts, and I was like, fuck yeah, I love my dad, he's the best. Yeah.
No. My dad and me have a very... that's not what we're talking about on this podcast, okay? No.
Right, we're talking about Dead Space.
Yeah, there you go. Dad Space. What? Sorry, hold on.
Oh my god, never have kids. I hate you. But no, literally just the first time that you see a necromorph, because you get locked in the fucking room and all your party's out there.
And you see everything before, aim for the limbs, do this, do that, and they keep telling you, oh, you better aim for the limbs, which that was kind of redundant to me. I feel like just the message in blood would have sufficed, but they were like, no, you gotta fucking aim for the limbs, but,
Yeah, and then you come across the regenerator, and it doesn't fucking matter.
I can't tell you how much ammo I wasted on that before I realized what I had to do.
So much!
I can't tell, I was embarrassed when I figured it out. I was like, I just pissed that fucking ammo out the damn window. But
no, and there's just something super satisfying about the plasma cutter as a weapon, and just the whole gameplay of it. I enjoyed the 0G sections. I just the aesthetic of it alone, like, I love the health bar on your back thing. Like, I really want to cosplay as Isaac Clarke. I think it's so fucking cool. I just love Dead Space. I love the whole trilogy. Obviously, 3 was pretty weak, but I still just, I love Dead Space. But no, like, because we were talking about doing a Dying Light playthrough for the YouTube. We should definitely do Dead Space 3 on co-op and run it together.
Which just found out that just Dying Light, they just came out with some anniversary game of the year super collector bundle edition for like I think $40, and I think it has everything packaged in it. Just came out, I want to say either last week, this week, I don't know, but I know I saw it on the marketplace. That's why I was thinking about it.
I'll have to look into that because I definitely want to do that Let's Play series.
Yeah, for sure.
And I'd be down for Dead Space 3 because I got an achievement hunt.
But the crazy part is, like, so I was, again, when I was looking at Dead Space, when I reloaded it up and I killed the first xenomorph, necromorph. So like I looked at like the necromorph itself. I almost said xenomorph again. I looked at it itself, and like graphically the game looks great and it holds up today. Like that's the big thing, and it's all because of the lighting.
Yep.
Like the necromorphs don't look that great. Like if you look up close to them, there's not a huge amount of detail, but there's just enough with the crazy fucking lighting effects and everything that's fucking going on. You're like, oh shit, oh fuck me, no,
and then you blow off their fucking legs and they just start crawling towards you on their fucking pincers and shit.
Which is awesome because it had the religious zealot aspects of it, you know, with the marker and all that, and it had like everything put together perfectly that I wanted. Like the religious aspect, the gore. I mean, shit, how many times have you watched Isaac die in some kind of crazy fashion? Come on. It was great. That game, like I said, I played that game coming out of came out of surgery. The next night I started playing it, turned all the fucking lights down, had the TV set up, had the fucking sound blasting, fucking under the covers, fucking playing the game, fucking. It was in October too, so it was right in spoopy season, so it worked out perfectly. And I was like, as soon as like I saw that first fucking necromorph, I was hooked. I was in. But that game made me fucking like look around corners and shit a little bit differently. I thought I heard shit in the house a little bit differently. Yeah, all that shit was great. I love it.
I have every achievement in the Dead Space game, the first one.
Really?
Which was a bitch and a half on the hardest difficulty. And I can tell you the exact date I 100% of that game. Because it was November 21st, 2013. Because the Xbox One was coming out at midnight, November 22nd, 2013. And I had to work it. And I really wanted to finish 100%ing Dead Space before I had to go into work. Because I was like, I know when I come home with my Xbox, I'm not going to touch this. And I had to go through that final boss battle like 19 fucking times. And because I had no fucking ammo. Because my dumbass decided to do it. And because I played Dead Space and then I came back to it years later to 100% it. And I was like, okay, I'm missing the achievement for beat the game using only a plasma cutter. And I'm missing the achievement for beating the game on the hardest difficulty. Like, I'll just do them both at the same time. Nope. And I did it. I beat the game on the hardest difficulty with only the plasma cutter. So fuck yeah, I got a big dick. But, holy shit. That final boss battle, and I made it though. I wasn't late to work. And then I came home with my Xbox One. But I remember November 21st, 2013. Because fuck, I love Dead Space. And I'm only missing 2 achievements in Dead Space 2. Because one of them is like a platinum, pretty much. You only unlock it after you've completed every other achievement. And the other one is to complete the game on like the impossible difficulty where you only get 3 saves and no ammo and shit. And so I was looking up statistically like the best way to do it. And they're like, save at this point, this point, and this point. And I was like 5 minutes away from the first save point, like 3 hours in, and I died. And I was like, well, I'll try this again in 7 years. So I think it's about time that we load up Dead Space 2 again soon.
All I'm going to say is, Visceral, you will be fondly remembered as the provider of much-needed scares in my late teens. Like, that game, I'm sorry, man. The original Dead Space, to me, is probably one of the best horror games that I've played in God knows how long. Like, there's no,
100%.
Like, the thing is with, like, horror games, and this is one of my biggest pet peeves, is that I feel like that market gets oversaturated. I mean, not as much as like first-person shooters, but it definitely gets oversaturated. But it's a few and far between that, like, oh yeah, that was really good, but there's, wow, that's memorable. Like I just did Blair Witch, right? Great game. I don't remember it. Like I'm not gonna like say like, oh, you need to play this game. I'm gonna tell you like, yeah, it's a good game, short, concise, to the point, kind of a psychological thriller, pretty good. I'm not gonna say you need to play this right fucking now. It's gonna change the way you think about horror games. Dead Space is one of those games. Uh, Silent Hill, one of those games. Resident Evil, that's pioneered the genre. Those are those games that we remember, and I just feel like recently we don't get those games too often. It's just
No. We're
it's
either
kind
getting
of
remakes of the same game from 20
yeah.
years ago, or we're getting the same names, like fucking Kojima and all that, just trying new things that are still very much like The Evil Within. It's pretty much fucking.
That to me, those games like all right. So I haven't played the second one, and I really want to, but the first one,
I haven't
I was
finished
so
the first one.
same. Like I played it, I got to a certain point, I was invested, but it's just like, oh, all right.
Yeah.
It's basically what Kojima would have done differently if he did Resident Evil 4. It's a new take on the best way to describe it is like a new take on Resident Evil 4, like the combat style, the way it is. It's like an updated version is the best way to describe
And
it.
like I kind of enjoyed what was going on. I really enjoyed Boxhead or whatever. I was like, that's freaky, you know.
Keeper.
Yeah. But I was like, none of this is resonating within me as a horror fan to the extent that it should. Whereas, like, I would have fucking loved, and I'm very happy that I booted up my PS4 the other night. Obviously, we were playing Until Dawn. I still have PT on my system.
That's on my list. That is on my list.
Yeah. And, well, go ahead and talk about it since it's on your list. It's your turn anyways.
Okay, so PT, so I think the thing that got us all, so this is when Freak and myself worked together. He told me, he's like, Doom, you gotta go home, you gotta download this. It's called PT. You have to download it. I was like, yeah, fuck you, whatever. Like, I really just kind of blew it off. And then I started seeing more things on, social media, all that kind of stuff. I was like, well, fuck it. I downloaded it, and he was telling me all about it. I was like, I don't know. And then I found out it was a Silent Hills playable trailer, because you didn't tell me that aspect. You just said it was called PT. Because I don't think we knew it was Silent Hills yet.
No.
That didn't come out till a little bit later. I think if you actually beat the trailer, it said Silent Hills. Which he didn't do that night, though, but he told me to go do it. So it came out of nowhere, so no one was expecting it. It was same thing, very short, concise, to the point. Some of the creepiest fucking gameplay I've ever done in a game.
Yeah.
The radio, constant static, all the interruptions, and him telling us like, "Don't touch that dial." Like, bro, oh god, I'm getting like goosebumps thinking about it.
It's literally 2 hallways and a bathroom.
Yeah.
That's the whole fucking thing, and it's just haunting.
And then the fucking alright, so when you get to the one point, you get to the fetus in the sink.
In the sink, yes.
Oh my god.
And
I tried doing that. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, I had to look up how to finish it because, like, some of the crazy fucking puzzles, like, you have to go into your pause screen and go to the options to find the third and final clue. Because I had done, like, 19 laps. And I was like, I don't know what the fuck I'm missing. And I looked it up, and I was like, I never, ever would have thought of this.
Gotta love Kojima.
Yeah, but I'm so fucking sad that we didn't get Silent Hill. Although there's rumors, apparently, he's gonna try it again, bring it back. There's a whole bunch of legal shit going on, a whole bunch of different people trying to buy different companies. But he has said, like, yo, if it's possible, I would love to do Silent Hills.
Well, yeah, I think that I've seen like several different rumors here and there. It's like, oh yeah, Silent Hills is coming. No, it's not. Yes, it is. I'll believe it when I see it.
100%.
It's one of those deals where I'll believe it when I see it.
That's why I was really hoping Microsoft would buy it.
Well,
that was like the most viable room.
Well, Kojima's a Sony loyalist, which I can't fault. But it's just one of those deals where I hope it's one of those things where it does exactly what PT did, and it just kind of just drops on us. It's like, oh, by the way, PT's coming out in 2 months or something like that, kind of like they did with Fallout. Like, oh, you've got 3 months or 2 months, not a long wait at all. Here's PT. You've been waiting, you've been asking, here it is.
Yeah. No, I mean, that shit was just terrifying, because, like, the first time that you come across, what was the bitch's name? Like, Emily or something? I don't fucking know.
Something like that. I can't recall off the top of my head.
But, like, just the, turn around. And then you do?
So I've got a funny story. So Scarlett isn't really into horror games. She's just not. She likes certain ones, like she did Until Dawn, and Until Dawn scared her. Like I actually I let her play it because I think either I played it or basically that was a game for her. She was playing it, and I would fall asleep while she was playing it, and she said she had to almost stop playing because of how scared she would get while playing it. Like she's a scaredy cat. And that's fine. Hey, to each their own. I for some reason, this is I think when we first started dating, was like, hey, it's October. I want to play a scary game, but I want you to watch it. I want to see how scared you can get. And we played PT in the same room. She was right there next to me. You remember the big leather couch I had in my bedroom?
Yep.
She was basically in the fucking couch, fucking scared out of her goddamn mind. Like every time, I guess whatever her name is, Emily or whatever the fuck her name, every damn time she popped up, I heard she audibly screamed ah.
Yeah, she was
Great.
terrifying, and even in the bathroom too, because she was behind you and shit in the mirror, and it was just so well done. The atmosphere and the horror, that would have been one of the genre-defining horror games if it had fucking come out.
Yeah.
Because when was the last time we had a new Silent Hill game? Downpour, 2013.
I think Downpour. Yeah, because they haven't come out with anything, and actually Downpour wasn't horrible.
I haven't played it. I heard very mixed things.
It's one of those deals where I hate to say it, Silent Hill 1 lives in the shadow of Silent Hill 2, even though it's a phenomenal game, but Silent Hill is just so good, everyone kind of compares it to, and you can't really do that. The two games are they're similar but different, and then they started doing the branches off The Room, which was alright, Shattered Memories, all that kind of stuff. They're not
I've got
bad games.
Homecoming.
Yeah, Homecoming is... don't do it.
It was gifted by a viewer, so I've got to.
Do it! Have fun with it. But
I remember playing the first hour of Homecoming years ago on the 360, and I was like, what?
Yeah, it's kind of like Resident Evil 6.
Which I bought, and I have not finished.
Go
I
figure.
can't beat it. And not because it's hard, but just because it's not good. Like Resident Evil 5, fuck, that was a great game.
That's alright.
But,
you want to punch rocks and shit.
continuing with the actual topic and bringing up the one that you just mentioned, I haven't beaten this game yet. I just started it Friday night, but I'm actually going to put it on my list and say Until Dawn. It's really not that scary of a game. I don't know what it is about it. There was that one jump scare when you're on the fucking binoculars and shit, and somebody jumps up right in front of you, and I was like, oh, fuck. But we had just gotten to the point where the killer's in the house. Chris just got knocked the fuck out. And just that brief, reveal of his face. And the way that I sleep, it's really hard to explain, but, my closet is next to me, open. And for whatever reason, I kept having nightmares Friday night that motherfucker was just standing right there in my closet. And it fucked me up, because the game itself is not scary. It's relying a lot on jump scares, which I enjoy a good jump scare, twice. And then after that, I feel like you milk it too much. You need to build up atmosphere, you need to build up suspense, you need to actually be a horror experience. But, also when I was in the mine as Mike, cocksucker douchebag Mike, and I had to jump down there to help my girlfriend or whatever, and dude bro was standing right where I had just jumped down from. I was like, I'm sorry, what? And then the third experience that actually made me double back and go, what the fuck, was the Ouija board scene.
Yes,
because in the background there's a fucking spirit bitch just standing there menacingly, and I was like, okay, I'm starting to pick up on what Until Dawn is going to do, and that is going to be great.
Mm-hmm.
But I can actually add Until Dawn to the list of games that scared me, even though it's not that scary. But just, I would roll over and I would see that man standing in my closet, and I would get really mad at the dogs. I was like, why aren't you barking? Get him. You're gonna let me fucking die. But yeah, so Until Dawn, I'm very, very excited to be playing it tonight. I was gonna say live on stream, blah blah blah, but by the time this video goes up, I will not be live on stream. So coming out on a Thursday.
That game is I feel criminally underrated as a horror game. I'm not gonna. I would say that's one of the genre-defining games for this generation. Mainly
look at what it started though with this anthology. It is a genre-defining game.
I do like the whole kind of choose your own tale, choose your own story, multiple different outcomes. I do love that. Actually, when I first got the game, I wasn't like super impressed with it, but that's also because I'm not gonna lie, like I'm a horror snob. I am totally a horror snob. Um, but the more I got into it, I was like, all right, I dig what this is doing. I can get with it, and it's actually one of my favorite PlayStation exclusives they came out with. So
I just enjoy it because, as somebody who thoroughly enjoys horror movies as well, like, we all have those moments when you're watching the movie, like, don't go in the fucking basement. Don't be stupid. I could totally
don't
survive.
do this.
Yeah, I could survive this, you fucking dumb idiot. And developers are like, okay, put up or shut up. You can beat this entire game and not have a single person die. Can you do it? And I've already lost a couple people. But, you know, as long as Hayden Panettiere still stays alive, and I hear she has a bathtub scene. Hi, Odin.
Wow. Okay then. That wasn't expecting that. That's I'm gonna have nightmares for that now.
Good. Let the ringleader be your fucking cause of horror. I mean, I dress him slightly like a clown. Face paint. You can enjoy it.
Let's get the fuck out of here. But anywho, another game that I don't know if you played this one or not. I think you have. I think we've talked about it. I can't recall. The first Outlast. The first Outlast, man.
It's
So
on my list too.
okay. So we have a very similar list, and I appreciate it. That game I was really late to the train on. Like I missed the train on that. I had friends telling me about it. I was like, yeah, same thing. I'm just a fucking snob when it comes to horror games. Like I don't give them the time of day until it's like too fucking late. But that game, I want to say it was like 3 years after it came out. I finally, dove into it. God, that game is fucking creepy. Just for like the sensory deprivation of it. Like no sight, and then when you do have sight, it's limited because of the night vision.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can only use it at certain times.
And because of the night vision, like the glowing eyes of people coming at you and shit, and
Yep, and you can't fight back
at
you
all.
have to fucking run and hide.
Yep.
It's in a mental asylum, which to me is awesome. I love fucking mental asylums.
Oh yeah, I always said that Dead Space was the scariest game I had ever played until I played Outlast.
Yeah, and the thing that I think kind of fucked it up for me is like after I played Outlast, I was so hyped on it. Because the reason why I played Outlast because I saw Outlast 2 was coming out. I was like, oh fuck, I got to play the first one. And I played the first one and I got so pumped up. The second one just kind of like lowered it down. Like it's good, but it's nowhere near as good as the first one. And I think that's because it was something new, something fresh. Where the second one just kind of, I hate to say, like rested on its laurels. It was just kind of like,
I
what
still
you're
haven't
getting.
played 2 yet.
It's good. Don't get me wrong, it's good. It's just kind of like if you do eventually play, I'm not going to spoil it. It's just as you play it, you'll see like, oh, it's very similar. This is a lot of the same shit we're rehashing.
That's why I
over.
haven't played it, because I want to, since I love Outlast, but I watched trailers, I saw some gameplay, and I was like, I don't think this is going to be day one for me. I think that there's not enough freshness here. Like, oh, congratulations, you're not in an asylum now, you're outside and shit.
I hate
But
to
it's
say
still
it,
the exact same thing.
the thing that sold me on it was the poster on it for Outlast 2. It had Outlast and the T was a upside down cross. I was like, well, I gotta get it now. It's upside down. I gotta do it. Upside down cross.
Yep.
I'm in.
No, Outlast is definitely up there for me. Like, especially because it also just did atmosphere really well. Like you're walking down like an empty admin hall and you just hear all the dial tones of phones off the hook and shit. And it's not normally a scary sound, but like if you came home to your house one night and you still have a landline for whatever fucking reason in 2020, and you just hear that beep, 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 because for whatever reason your phone's off the fucking hook, and that's scary in the right situations. It's the unease. You don't need jump scares, you just need the this is wrong feeling. And then that just never leaves. And then also your first time coming across Chris, whatever the fuck, as you're like trying to go through like the little thing, and he's like little piggy and just grabs you out of fucking nowhere.
Yeah.
I was like, oh god,
dude, he's so fucking big and beefy and just like, oh my god, like, ugh.
Yeah.
His
Outlast
face,
was.
only problem with it, I haven't played the Whistleblower DLC, and I heard it really does add a lot
Make
to
it
it.
better.
And I have, and I have it. I just haven't done it yet. It's just one of those deals. Like I'm kind of like you in that aspect. Like I have the games I want to play. I just haven't done the DLC or
I
You know.
too also own the Whistleblower DLC and have not played it. We just finished Outlast like last month on stream. Replaying, going through for some achievements like not hiding in a locker or anything. Because I was gonna try to 100% it, and then I realized I've got to do like the Energizer challenge, which is to beat the game on the hardest difficulty, no saves, no respawns, with no batteries. So you like have to memorize the whole map, and I was like, yeah, I'm never gonna do this. But we do plan on going through the DLC soon because I heard there's a scene where the doctor cuts a guy's dick off. And to me, that's traumatizing enough already, right there.
I've heard that as well. I haven't again dared to venture into that territory.
Yeah, I want to, and that was actually kind of my plan. But then everybody was like, Until Dawn, and I was like, I've been wanting to play Until Dawn for a few years, so I'll do the Whistleblower DLC like next month. But see, the problem is like no horror games like we were talking about have really resonated with me aside from those two, Outlast and Dead Space, and Until Dawn is doing a good job. But a game that did give me nightmares, that's not a horror game whatsoever, is Ark: Survival Evolved.
Huh.
I have such bad ophidiophobia that when I came across the Titanoboas in the fucking game, oh my god, dude. Oh my god, just...
It was really that bad?
You with clowns, multiply that by 10, and that's me with snakes.
I didn't realize it was that bad.
I literally get crippled. Even just, like, thinking about it. Like, I'm trying to set up scare alerts on my stream, and everybody does different scare alerts. Some people just want, like, somebody screaming out of nowhere, and they're, oh my god, scary. Mine is like a rattlesnake rattle. Just... because that shit chills me to my bone and just fucking breaks me. Like, I hate snakes so fucking much.
Which I can understand that, though. Like, I get it.
And then all of a sudden, I'm minding my own business in a swamp on my little raft, playing with my buddy. I don't remember who the fuck I was playing Ark with, but then... and a fucking Titan bow just comes out of nowhere and destroys my whole raft and fucks my world up.
It was me, you, and I think Jeremy, because I remember we were all separated, and all of a sudden, you heard the noise of a titanoboa. I can't remember what it made, but I remember you saying, that sounds like a fucking snake. Is there a fucking snake here? And you were like looking around. I remember you saying, like, I feel like there's a snake around me. And sure enough, this motherfucker just comes zooming right in, and you're like, ah!
Yeah.
I remember that now.
Yeah.
I remember that.
And I had nightmares about it. Giant snakes. Oh god.
I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty fucking awesome.
Like, I own Amnesia: The Dark Descent, which everybody always says is a classic horror thing. I just haven't played it.
I've heard good things about Amnesia, and there's another one, Amnesia, and then damn, there's another one I can't recall. But one game I want to publicly just fucking bash for a minute if I can. Five Nights at Freddy's. Fuck that game. It is not horror. It's jump scares, and that's it. If you are scared of animatronic fucking bears, get fucked. Fuck. Sorry. Just that annoys me. Like, that's where my snobbiness comes in as a horror survivalist.
They have a new Five Nights at Freddy's coming out for the PS5.
Yeah, I know.
It looks kind of...
No, it doesn't.
Well, because it looks like they're actually trying to make a horror game instead of you just sitting in a chair and get jump scared by animatronics. Because it looks like you're actually in a place doing things.
I've heard, like I said, maybe I'll have to watch the trailer, and maybe I won't be such a snob towards it, but it's still to this day, like, people's like, oh man, fucking Five Nights at Freddy's so scary, and this, that, and the other. It's like,
I've never played it because I just thought it always looked dumb. And then Wolf played it. He did a video on this channel actually of it. And
I'm not proud of it.
Hey, he's got a lot more videos up than you.
I'm fine with that.
But it's never done anything for me. And my chat really wants me to play Five Nights at Freddy's, and I'm like, I don't think I would enjoy it. Like, the first time I might get jump scared, and then after that I'll be like, and in 3, 2, 1, oh shit, I'm out of battery. He's coming. Oh no. Rip. Yeah. But yeah, no, I'm not too particularly big on Five Nights at Freddy's. I very much want to do Amnesia. I own Slenderman. Everybody says it's great, and I don't know. I need to do Resident Evil like the OGs. I need to play Silent Hill 1 and 3 now that I've beaten 2 and barely scored it.
Okay.
I just...
Okay, freak, okay.
We need more... Alright, so here's what we're going to do. So, we're going to... Spoiler alert. Like 10 years from now, guys, the Gamers of the Roundtable are going to open like a Fallout themed bar. It's going to be great. We're going to have a food truck too, like a subsidiary business. Next plan of business, we're going to make a horror game.
Deal. I'm in.
Don't fucking know how. Like, it'll pretty much be we have to hire people that know how to make a game, and we'll just be like creative directors on it. But like, we need a good fucking horror game.
Yeah, it's like I said. There's been good ones that came out. Like, for example, like I said, Last of Us. I don't even consider Last of Us a horror. It's more of a survival game, but it definitely had horror elements to it. Um, I honestly would think if Silent Hills came out, that would have been the game that defined the genre for this next wave. You know what I'm saying?
We
I
got
think
some
that
new
would
ones
have been
coming
the game.
out.
Yeah, and
Microsoft's
I'm
got
actually,
like a Median coming out,
Medium.
which looks interesting. There were like
There's,
two
like I said,
others from that trailer, and I don't remember what the fuck they were.
all I'm saying is, you got games like Outlast that stand out, Dead Space, Resident Evil, of course, your Silent Hills, but then the Silent Hills and Resident Evils get overwashed, played out.
Rinsed, repeated, different skin,
Yeah.
same game. Evil Within.
Like I said, Evil Within, again, it's good, but I wouldn't put it up there with the greats. That's just my opinion. Could be wrong. I see a lot of people say, "Oh, the second one remakes up for or remakes what makes up for what the first one didn't do with Castellano and all that kind of stuff." So I'm like, all right, maybe give it a shot, but I can't bring myself to want to play them. It's just I don't know. Like I want that horror game to come back and just like be like, wow, like this is gonna win Game of the Year.
Yeah.
The way Resident Evil and Silent Hill did, and they bring it back to greatness, bring it back to prominence, and not just fucking just these jump scare games just annoy me. I want something that's gonna make me think. It's gonna be like, oh shit, this is what's going on. I will say this though, as much as I just shit talked all that, the first Resident Evil remake, Resident Evil 2 remake that they did was actually really good, and it is a shining light, a beacon of what horror games could be. The only reason why I'm not putting it on this list, well, it's not even a list. The reason why, because it didn't scare me because I played the game before. It definitely brought it to life, and the zombies were creepy as shit. Like the like the gore and shit, that like how they would eat people and shit. It actually looked really good, but then they negated it with Resident Evil 3. Like it was good, but they took a step back in my opinion. 2 was so much better.
I
And
remember when we started the channel, I played a couple horror games actually, like Rise of Insanity, Layers of Fear, both of which actually were not terrible. They were just small indie games, so they couldn't get the development love to make them even bigger and better.
which Layers of Fear is good.
Yeah, and I think they came out with the second one actually, Layers of Fear 2. Haven't played it, but Layers of Fear I did enjoy. I also played Tattletale, which is very jump scare heavy, but fuck that Furby. Fuck that thing. Piece of shit. I will say another game that we should probably mention as an honorable mention. It may not have necessarily scared us, but going back to how we were talking about Dead Space and its atmosphere, a game that has done atmosphere better, I'd say probably number one in terms of atmosphere and world building. The original Bioshock.
You know what? I was actually thinking about putting that on here because same thing. It didn't scare me, but atmosphere wise, it was very. When you think about like dystopian worlds and all that kind of stuff, I think that's one of the better ones that they've ever done. Like video creator.
And
like
the little nuances, like the slight leaks and rapture, so you hear the water dripping. It's obviously dark, the lights flickering and shit. Splicers were weird and creepy as fuck. They just Bioshock's atmosphere, like, also ripped to another great company. I mean, Irrational's gone. Visceral's dead, Irrational's dead. All these great horror games and non-horror games that we're talking about are dead in the water. Although apparently Bioshock 4 has been in the works and getting more. It's getting more and more solid as the rumors come out. I'm excited. Please, 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 please give it to me. Give it to me. But no, yeah, we should definitely like story. Wolf does cinematography and shit. We can do like a horror short film. You and I are creative masters, and let him just do the work.
Actually, so before we close this out, I do want to say one more game. It creeped me out. I was kind of on the fence about adding this one in, and I think once I tell you what it is, you'll understand why. Because I don't necessarily consider it a horror game. Actually, I don't even know what to really categorize it as. I guess horror game. Manhunt, the original
Haven't
Manhunt on
played
the PS2. So
I own it. Haven't played it.
I gotta preface this by saying, so like, if anyone who's played Manhunt, it's the old school GTA 3 models, so you could tell that they're not realistic. Like the hands are like fucking C's, like Lego block people. So it's not like super realistic. However, the thing that always got me, so the premise of Manhunt is basically you're making your own snuff film. You're trying to get out. I forgot the whole premise, but basically, a guy's watching you, and you have to kill people for him to make a snuff film, essentially, to get out and get back to your family. Um, and it's just so visceral, like the way you kill people. And again, I'm going off this all from memory. Like I haven't played this game since I had a PS2.
I very much want to play it.
It's like, all right, when you get like the plastic bag and you beat him over the head, you're like, wow, people have actually died this way. This is not some kind of random creature that's gonna tear you apart. When you saw their fucking head off and shit like that, you're like, this is pretty fucking realistic. And then like the
I seem
sound
to
effects.
recall a screwdriver one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when you hear it, like you hear like whoever did the sound for that game is a fucking fucked up person. That's all I gotta say. Because some of the shit sounds juicy. Some like the cracking of the wood and all that. For like a PS2 game, well, it is Rockstar too. It's like, damn, fuck. It always made me feel uneasy playing that game growing up. Like now I'm like, oh yeah, that game was fucking awesome. But like being younger, like I felt dirty playing it. Is the
Fuck
best way to
GTA
describe
6. Give us Manhunt 3.
Yeah, good luck with that.
2021 on Xbox One X or Xbox Series X and PS5. Imagine the shit Rockstar could do now.
Yeah, right. Really. Especially with a pandemic, we're fucking set for anything. We can handle anything. We can do whatever the fuck we want. Give us Manhunt.
I would
Manhunt 3 could happen.
Plan on playing it. I mean, there's no reason they couldn't. They just probably won't with today's culture.
Well, honestly, like the two games got so much backlash. Actually, they had to do a re-release of the second one and tone it down. I was like, I don't know about that, man. I would love to see it, but yeah. So that game definitely made me feel uneasy. So that's like an honorable mention.
Yeah, I own Manhunt 2. And my PS2.
I was talking to my tattoo artist last time I went in, and one of the other tattoo artists that he works with, she has a PS2 that she was willing to give me, and I was looking at possibly getting like Manhunt 2, but apparently like you try to look those games up online, they're fucking expensive. Like getting the original like untamed down versions. So it's kind of like we'll see. But I'm definitely gonna take her up on that PS2.
Oh yeah, definitely. But that is 47 minutes of horror talk, so we'll wrap up this episode for you guys today.
Thumbs up!
You don't want long episodes. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up on the video. Drop a comment down below with what game scared you the most. Something tells me I'll probably hear a lot of Subnautica.
Yeah, I figured.
Yeah. But thank you all so much for watching. We will see you in the next one, which will be horror themed. Just we don't know exactly what yet. We've got like 7 different. But have a good one and stay freaky.